Hello everyone, welcome back to our Prime Coding channel. So today we're gonna start a new series which is an on-campus placement series. So this series will contain set of questions that are asked by TCS, HCL, IBM and many more service-based companies. So guys, this type of companies basically focused on your fundamental skills of programming. So you should have a good grip over the basic concepts and the fundamental topics which are there in the programming languages that you are using to solve problems. So guys, prerequisite of this particular series is you just have a good knowledge of for loops, while loops and print statements and few types of logics of how to perform addition, subtraction and all. So I hope you have all this of informations and the prerequisite you have obtained. So guys, let's move forward with the series. So today the first question that we're gonna solve is find the smallest element in an array. So guys, as this question is the very first question of our series, I will solve this question from the scratch. Fine. And afterwards, after this question, whatever question that we're gonna see, we'll solve it very straightforward. Afterwards, all the questions that I gonna solve, I will do it straightforward. So now let's see how to do this question. Guys, if you have a basic knowledge of for loops, or I would say while loop, so till now you have been figured out how to do this question. But if not, I am here to tell you. Now let's approach this question. So guys, how you can approach this question or tell this question to the interviewer? Firstly, you have to speak whatever you are thinking so that your interviewer will be engaged with you every time. Now you just see what the element we have in the array. In the array we have 2, 5, 1, 3, 0. So by the visual approach, what I can say is the minimum element present in this array is 0, is it? And we just have to return this minimum element 0. So the 0 will be the output of this particular array. So guys, how we can solve this? As I have told you, if you know this for loops or while loop, till now you have solved this question into your mind or into your compiler. So guys, let's see how to solve this question. So solving this question, what I will do, I will initialize an pointer which will point over the very first index of the array. Let's say this is the pointer I which is pointing to this element which is present at 0 index. Fine. Now I value will start from 0 and go to till n. In this case, we have in total 5 elements. But in programming language, since it starts from 0 in 0 based indexing, it starts from 0 till n minus 1. So this particular for loop will go till 4. Fine. Like now what I will do, I will take some element or random variable temp or answer. Let's say I have stored an answer which will store the minimum element that we have seen so far. We will initialize something big to it, like infinite number to it. Okay, now what I will do, I will tell answer, please store the minimum element. Min is an inbuilt function, guys. It will be present in any of the programming language that you are using. Okay, so we are using min. We will tell, please compare yourself with the element that we are pointing currently. So we are pointing correctly is it? So we will tell array of I. The min function will store the minimum element among these two. Okay, so this is the few lines of code that will help us to solve this question. Now I will tell you what will be the time complexity. So firstly, what does this time complexity means? Like how much time you are taking to execute, or your program will take time to execute the instructions, the lines of code that you have written. So I will tell you this time complexity will be O of n. What does this O means, Aditya? This means a worst case our array will take the n time, means it will traverse from 2 to 5 to 1 to 3 to 0. It will traverse to all the elements. So in this case, the particular time complexity will be big O of 5 because we are traversing to the 5 elements that are present in this array. Now we have discussed the time complexity and few sets of code lines. Now let's move to our compiler and see how to do that. But before going to compiler, I think you should do how this for loop is working. Like at I equals to 0, what element we are pointing on? We are pointing on to this. We are pointing over the second first zeroth index value 2. Now what it will do? Answer will store the minimum element among them. Minimum is an inbuilt function, and till now what is the value of answer that we have created? Some infinite value, and the current value that we are on is 2. Please store the minimum. As this is infinite, what will the minimum value of this? The minimum value will be 2. So our answer will be changed to 2. Like this for I1, 2, 3 and 4. This same condition will work. Is it? So guys, I will tell you that please try to do this by yourself. You will definitely get a good grip over the for loop, like how this for loop is working. So guys, let's move on to the compiler to just finish up this problem. Now I have written some few lines like array, res and the print. So what res is? Res is a result which will store the result which comes from this getMin function. GetMin function will give us the minimum element. So I will write the min element set it to some big number. So some big positive number I have given. Now what I will do, I will traverse over the array for I in range len of array. It will traverse over the array. Now what I will do, I will store the minimum element. As we are going forward, we will store the minimum element. So it will be minimum of the current value of the minimum element and current value of the minimum element and the current element that we are pointing on, and we just return our minimum element to the function. Now I think we are done with this. So let's check what will be the answer. So yeah guys, boom, we have 0 as the minimum element in this case. So guys, let me check my code with some few other case. If I remove this 0, it should give 1 as the minimum element. Let's run this. And so yeah guys, we are getting the minimum element as 1. So bingo guys, you have solved this question. I will be putting this question into my GitHub. You can access this code, and if you really got the concept behind finding the minimum element, I hope you can easily solve this question guys. In this question, you just need to return the maximum element present in the array. As we have used the inbuilt min function in this question, you can use the max function, inbuilt function, and you will get the largest element in the array. So this is a pretty straightforward and an easy question. I will definitely tell you to try by yourself and find the answer of this question. We're gonna solve the find second smallest and second largest element in an array. I hope you have solved the previous question that I have did. In previous question, I have find the minimum element present in the array, as well as I have given the assignment of finding the largest element present in the array. So this is a slight variation in this question. We need to find the second largest as well as the second smallest. So let's see guys what the question states. So given an array, we have a given an array which contains some elements. Fine. Now find the second smallest and the second largest element in the array. If it is present, then it's fine. You will return the minimum and the largest element. If it is not, then just return the minus one. Fine. If it is doesn't exist, yeah, we got the question now. Now let's see what this question tells. Let's zoom a bit. Now we have an array which consists 1 2 4 7 7 and 5. Wow. And as an output, we should return second smallest and the second largest. So second smallest is 2. We can see as the visual effect, we can see because the minimum element is 1 and the second smallest element is 2. And similarly, the second largest element is 5. How the 5? Because the largest element is 7, so second largest will be 5. We got the intuition behind the question. Now let's see what will be the case for the -1. Please guys, if some edge cases is given in the question, please try to create a test case by yourself. Like in this case, if the array value is 1, only 1, the length of the array also is 1, then what will be the second largest and second minimum element? Will be none, because there is only one element. Then how you can find the maximum and the minimum, and that to be second? So you have to return in this case -1. So guys, let let us think how we can approach this question if this question comes into our interview. So let's write the particular array. Like in array we have 1, 2, 4, 7, 7, 5. So how I can do that is, when we are finding the largest element, let's say I will take, in this question I will take the example of how to find the largest and the second largest. Fine, because the minimum will be the slight alteration in the code. Okay, so how we used to find the largest? Like we will point, or we will take in pointer which will point over the indices and the element present in the array. Okay, fine. So at I equals to 0 we got 1, and what we used to do, we used to initialize a variable which holds the maximum or the minimum value we are that we are finding in the array. Okay, so now in this case what I will do, I will iterate over the array. Fine. And if I found like let's create these are the two variables, largest and the second largest, both has a value which is an minus infinity value. Fine. Minus infinity is the most or large negative number. Fine. If our current number, whatever I is pointing on, let's say array of I is less than the largest that we have saved till now. So at this point, what will be the value of largest is the negative value, which is very large. So our largest will be shifted to, let's write it clearly, guys. Like largest and second largest. So now we found an element which is greater than the minus infinity. So we have given 1. Okay, good, good. So what will be the second largest? Yes, guys, let me move to the arrays, and as we are going to the other iteration, we will definitely figure it out how, what is the logic behind that. Okay, so till now we have taken 1 as a largest element. Now just encounter the next element which is present on index 2. What is the element present on index 2? Is 2. Fine. Now array of I is greater than largest. Yes, it is greater than largest. Just increment it, just change the value. Now our largest value is 2. Now at the second index, what is the value? Like at I equals to 2, what is the value we have in the array? We have 4. Then check, 4 is greater than the previous value stored in the largest is 2. Yes, it is. Then 4. Okay, got it. Now 7. Uh, let's go to the 7. Now I value is 3, and what is the value in the array at index 3 is 7. 7 is greater than largest. Yes, so just reinitialize that. We just remove this and give it as 7, because the largest till now is 7. Now at I equals to 4, see guys, this is the turning point where you can find the second largest element in the array. Okay, so at I equals to 4, what is the value in the array at ith 4 index is 5, and what is the largest value? 7. So this case false. So this case false. So in the array what I will write in the code, what I will write, if anytime, if like this is the first condition that we're gonna write, to take the to save the largest element till as we are going on. If we found that the array of I is what we'll do is I will check whatever num or array of I we are pointing on, is that greater than our second largest? And for most or important case is the num, whatever array of I we are on should not equals to the largest. Okay, if it is largest, if it is equal to the largest, then our second largest and the largest value will be the same, but we don't need that case. So for being the safer side, I have written the value should not be equal to the largest. Fine. If this condition becomes true, just initialize the second largest value to the array of I. Array of I. So at this case, at this point, at I equals to 4, this condition fails because array of 5 is not greater than largest. So it comes to this particular condition where it's satisfied because array of I is 5 and the largest is 7. It's also not equals to this, and 5 is greater than 7. 5 is greater than minus infinity, because till now we have minus infinity, no, because it haven't been changed till now. So yeah, now 5 is greater than this, yes, so we will remove this and we will put 5. So now we got the second largest element and the largest element. We will return this to the function because the second largest has been asked to us to find. Now how to find the minimum, guys? Minimum is just a magic. We just have to tweak something in the code and we got the minimum, second minimum also. So let's hop into the compiler and find. Before going to compiler, guys, we'll see what is the time complexity, guys, because in every interview you should tell the time complexity of the code that you have written. For now, what I have written is I will iterate over the arrays. Fine. So yeah, only one time I'm iterating, is that I'm not iterating any of the element twice. I'm just iterating only once in the array. So the time complexity will be order of n, because I'm just repeating this function till n times. And what is the space? Is that I'm taking some another space? No, guys, I'm not taking any other space. So the space complexity would be order of n, which is a constant space. So our code is fantastic. So guys, let's find the second largest element in the present in the array. So guys, let's start the coding part. I have demonstrated all the steps that we're gonna use. So firstly, we need a largest element and largest variable and second largest, which will store the element, which will store the very large negative number, so that we can compare to the others and find the very and find the maximum number present in the array. Okay, so yes, now for num in array, which will iterate over the array and give us the every element present in the array. Now if my num is greater than largest, if my num is greater than largest, just update my largest to the num that is greater than largest. Now if this condition get false, so this is the chance to find our second largest. So if my num is greater than the second largest and my num is less than largest, is that the same that we have demonstrated in the notepad? If my num is greater than largest, but my num should be less than largest, not greater than, otherwise there will be no difference. And it no and the second largest should not be same as largest, so I have written less than, not even equals to. So yes, so if this condition got executed, then just update my second largest and return second largest. Now just copy and paste it down. You just need to reinitialize the variables because this is a minimum case. So just write second minimum, and in this case we need a positive number so that we can compare it to the very less value and can fetch the very small value present in the array. So if the num is less than minimum that we have stored till now, if it is, please update my minimum. And is if my num is less than the second minimum and my num is greater than the minimum. So this would be the case, guys. Just we need to alter the operators that we used in second largest. It will give me the minimum, and this would be second minimum, and we just need to return the second minimum. Now, as we have written the second largest and the second min code snippet, let's have a quick run. And slightly modified I did is I have modified the code. I have just written the test case that we have processed in our notepad. So same example that I have took, and just execute the code and we'll see the output. Yeah, guys, we are getting the second largest value as 5 and the second minimum value as 2. But here is a tweak, guys. We have to see whether if the second largest value doesn't exist in our array, then you should return -1. So we just write if my second largest value is equivalent to the float of -inf, then if it is not equals to nf, then you just return the second largest, else 0, else -1. And similarly, we just need to copy and we just need to paste here, and you just write second min, and here it would be positive. So guys, what this line will do, as you are a beginner, I hope like if you're a beginner, you will be not able to understand this line. So this means please return the second largest if my value is satisfying this condition, or else please return this value. Okay, so this is very simple to write. If you are new to this, please try to use this in your coding life. Okay, so we got the output and everything is fine. Now the time complexity we have discussed already. Now just replace this and check whether what will be the output. Yeah, we are getting -1 because there is no second largest and no second minimum. So guys, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's hop to this question. So what is question is all about? As we can see, it is reverse a given array. Let's see the description of the question. You are given an array. The task is to reverse the array and print it. Okay. And you have an n which states the length of the array, and you have an array which is look like this. And the resultant would be the reverse order of this array. So what will be the reverse of this array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty straightforward, guys. If you are watching my previous two questions, it would be very easy for you. So in this question, we will use while loops and many more techniques. So let's hop into the solution. So how you can present this solution into the interview? So guys, if you know the optimal solution, what do you mean by optimal? Optimal means it will take less CPU power to execute the code. Now, first you should give an approach which should be a brute force, which will be directly hopping into the problem statement and generating the code, not thinking much about the optimization. And another approach we'll see is optimized one, in which our code will take very less CPU power. So let's move to our brute force approach. So how the brute force approach will work? Like I'm taking the example of Python programming and many other, if you are using Java, C++ and all. And there is a note, guys. If you are not familiar with Python, I will upload the code snippet in C++ as well as in Java. But I will highly recommend to the C++ guys to have a alternate language, because as per my experience, I have saw many companies who do not have option of C++. Then you have to opt to your backend languages such as Java or as Python. So guys, let's move to the solution. On the notepad, I usually illustrate the pseudocode of the program or the question that I'm gonna solve. So you can write it in any language. There is not an issue, as these questions are very straightforward. So yes guys, what is the brute force approach that we gonna see now? So brute force approach can be, we can use the inbuilt function, guys, like if I'm talking about Python, there are many inbuilt functions such as reversed and reverse, which is a dot reverse function. And in C++ also you have like a reverse function. In STL you can use, and in Java also you have a reverse function. Fine, but how to implement this? I'm here, take the example of the Python. So in Python, how can I do is I will just write a reverse or the array dot reverse. It will reverse my array. Fine, but if the interviewer asks you, please don't use the inbuilt function, then what you will do? So here our optimized approach comes into the picture. Fine, but what is the time complexity of reverse? Reverse also take the time complexity of order of n, but in many of the interviews, interviewer don't like if you are using inbuilt functions. So after giving this approach, inbuilt function approach, if he said you to optimize it, you should use this technique that I am gonna teach you now. So how the optimized approach will look like? So let's take the above example. We have an array 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fine. Like what I will do, I will take two variables. First is start and another is end. Start will point to the very first index of the array and end will point on the very last of the last index of the array. So last index is 4 and first index is 0. So what I will do, I will just swap both the index values. So how the swap will look like, I will just write the first iteration and rest of the iteration is homework for you, because as much you will write or do this type of for loop by yourself, your concept will become concrete into your brain. Fine. So very first iteration will look like if you swap both of this, then what happen is 1, 4, 3, 2, 5. See, 10% of your job is done. And similarly, this thing should be happen with these two value, and this will be at the same because the total number of element is odd. If it is even, you have an equivalent swaps. Fine. So how you can do that? I have taken two variables. One will point to n minus 1 and another will point to the very first index of the array. What I will do, I will write while if start is less than equals to end. Until my start is less than equals to end, please execute the loop and swap it and swap both the values which is present on the given index. Fine. So it will reverse my array and it will return it. In the last, you just have to print it. So what will be the time complexity of this, guys? As you can see, we are traversing only half of the array, not even full, is it? So the time complexity would be n by 2. Fine. If n is 8, you are just traversing till 4. If n is 10, you are just traversing to the 5 elements and you're just swapping it. And the space complexity will be order of 1. We are not considering any other extra auxiliary space into our program. And guys, the most favorite thing to every of the dream engineers are, in which all companies this question has been asked. This is from 2020 to 2024, guys. So you can see these many companies have been asked and many more. This is just a small picture that I took. So yes, guys, let's move to our compiler and see how we can code it. So I need a function which will have the operation to perform reverse. So I will write get reverse and I will provide the array. Fine. Then what I will do, I will call this function get reverse with array elements. What will the array elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. Now what I will do, I will start writing the code. So I will take start and end. Start will point to very first index and end will point to n equals to len of array which will hold the length of the array. Fine. Now n minus 1. N will point to the n minus 1 location. Now while my start is less than equals to end, my start is less than equals to end, then just swap it. Just swap it. So in Python we usually swap both the elements like this. End as equals to array of, and you just have to invert the given things, array of start. Fine. And in C++ you have the swap stl, and in Java you should take a temporary variable, or you can have a trick to swap both the elements. Now our element will be swapped, and to prevent our while loop to go into infinite loop, you should increment the start value as well as decrement the end value. Now just print the array. Now let's run the program. So bingo guys, our output is popping up, and it is the reverse order of this given input array. And if you are wondering how we can reverse an array using inbuilt function, so using inbuilt function you just have to do this and your array will be reversed. Let's have a quick run. Yes guys, as you can see it is coming. So the output is also right, and the input is 1 2 3 4 and the output is 5 4 3 2 1. So bingo guys, I think we are done with this question and we will move to our next question. So let's solve this next question. What this question is asking from us is to find the frequency of each element in the array. Okay, given an array, we have found the number of occurrence of each element in the array. Okay, array will look like this and the output should look like this. Okay, so I have written an array here. We need to find the occurrence of each element present in this array. Fine. So if you are watching from my first video, I hope you got something into your mind how to solve this question. So whatever you are thinking, you should speak into your interview so that the interviewee, you can analyze your thought process, how you are approaching this question. So guys, every question you will solve in the interview in two parts. First should be the brute force and another should be the optimized way. Okay, so both the approach we'll see in this video, moving first with the brute force. So if you are watching my previous video, I think you got an approach of using two for loops. First iterate over the I, then you will iterate over the j. But in this question it won't work, because you can see the element is not unique. But if the element are unique, every element which is present in this array, if it is unique, you can apply this. But if it is not, you can't, because let me write the array element here. 10 5 15 10 5. If you count 10 from very first index, how many 10 you will count? First will be 1 2 3. So you will print 10. I have counted 3 times. At 5, how many 5 you will count? 1, then 2. Fine. Then you will print fine. Till now you are going good. But when you arrive at this point, how many 10 you will count? Again you will count 2 times 10. This is the blunder. If this particular approach you have tell to your interviewer, then you are wrong. But now you are watching this video, I hope I will let you know the good approach of this particular question. So let me remove this and I will let you know the good brute force of this question. So how the brute force will look like, I will create a visited array, fine, of same length related to the array. So what is the same length? 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Of 5 length I have created one array which contain only false in the beginning. Okay, now what I will do, I will iterate over the array elements. I will write the array elements here 10, 5, 10, 15, 10, 5. Okay, and indexes as well 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now guys, whenever I am on any of the index, I will mark that particular index as true, so that when I am revisiting the index that I have visited already, I will not process them. Let's see how. So if I will write this code as, I will start from I equals to 0 to the n elements whatever they are in the array. Then I will initialize one count and I will do what? I will iterate, I will use the second j loop which will start from I plus 1 location and goes till n. Fine. Now what I will do, I will mark, like if I got same element compared to j, then I will mark that particular index has been processed, which means true. So that if we encountered at this particular time, if we encountered like the particular index is already been processed, which is, if it is true, which means it is already been processed. So don't process anymore. Fine, then don't process anymore. Please hop to the next index and check your conditions. So guys, this would be the brute force approach, which will be order of n square, the time complexity order of n square, because when you are at this location, you will traverse the whole array. Then when you are on this location, we will again traverse the whole array, and you are at this location, you will traverse the whole array, which will lead you to this big complexity approach. Now let's move to an optimal approach. So how you can create an optimal approach? Let's have a look. So optimal approach will look like, we can do as of now, this data structure will use, this is called hash map or map or any of the STLs. If you are in C++, you might have known this map or hash map, or if you are in Python, you might have heard dictionary. Fine. And in Java, this all is known as hash map. Now let's see how to use this into our code. Guys, if you are familiar with C++ or Java, I will put a GitHub link which consists of all code files of these languages. You just have a look. For now, I am moving forward with the Python. Same logic, same everything. You just need to express everything into different languages. So I will do a map and I will check for num exists in map. Please increment it. Otherwise, initialize to num equals to 1. Same thing you will write in C++ or in Java too. This is a type of pseudocode that I have written. When I will go to the compiler, this thing will be crystal clear to you. So Aditya, what will be the time complexity of this? So time complexity of this would be order of n, which is linear time, and space complexity would be order of n. Now why order of n? Because guys, we are using map here, which will store the number of element present in the array and its occurrence, because map is a data structure which keep all the data into the form of key and value. So all the element will be stored in the key and their occurrence and value. In the last, we just need to print our map content. Let's guys, without any wasting time, we hop to our compiler and write this code. So we'll go here and create a new file. Okay. What should I put the file name? File name would be count frequency.py. Okay, now I will cut this and just let's write get frequency from the array, and in the last I should call this function get frequency. What is get? Okay, get frequency with the array element such as 10, 5, 15, 10, 5. The same example that we have gone through in the notepad. Now let's initialize the map. So guys, we will initialize something like import not, it should be from collections import default ticked. What do you mean by default ticked, Aditya? I would say firstly I will write a store which will store our frequency. Fine, and I will initialize it as default int. What it will do, it will just get rid of few of the code lines, such as if the element is not present in the array, it will create its origin into our frequency map, or I would say in the store map. If it is not there, if it is there, it will directly add 1 to it. How? You just see. I will write for num, which is num in array, which will traverse over the array, and store of num would be plus equals to 1. What it will do, if num exists in this store map, it will increment its frequency, or else it will initialize it to 1. Same thing that we do in our hash map. Now what I have to do, I just need to print the store element. Now let's see guys what will be the output. Okay, so we got the output look like this. As you can see, 10 2, 5 2 and 15 2. But if you are worried what is this, in the interview it will be okay, but if you need to remove this, you just have to write one more for loop for key val, as this data structure store in this format only. In store.items means you need to iterate over the map and just print key with its value. Fine, now we'll have a quick run. As you can see, we have 10 twos, 5 twos, 5 2 times and 15 1 times. Bingo. Again we have solved this question. This is very short and pretty straightforward question. I hope if you like this video, please do consider subscribing the channel and like the video.
Rearrange an array in increasing or in decreasing order. The name itself stating is, like, suppose we take an example here. The example of this array is 8 7 1 6 5 9. What question asks us to do is, we just need to put array in such a way that the first half of the array should have an increasing sequence and second half should have a decreasing sequence. So how the output will look like? So the output will be look like 1 5 6 and 9 8 7. As you can see guys, the half of the array is in increasing order and half of the array is in decreasing order. So it is very straightforward questions. As I hope that if you are following my previous video, you might have got few approach to do this question. So let me tell you the approach of this particular question. So we have to approach this question as, let's say if I sort this array, if I sort this particular array, then what will be the output? Output will be 1 5 6 9, not 9, it would be 7 8 9. Bingo. So we got our sorted array. This can be done using any type of inbuilt function that is supported by your programming language that you are writing in. So I am in this case using Python. Python has a multiple option to sort an array. So I will use .sort method to sort this particular array. Now what I will do is, I will print we need to print, guys. See the output, we just need to print. We don't have to return a new array or something. We just need to print. What I will do, I will print the first half, and after that I will print the second half. So how I can print the second half? Because printing first half is it is bit straightforward, is it? We just need to iterate over the half of the index, and we just need to print these element that we are encountering on. Now if we want to print the decreasing order of the second half, we should do in the reverse order. We should iterate over the array in reverse order until n by 2 elements. Fine. Now the drawing part is over. Let's move to our code editor so that this concept will be more clear to us. Now let me cut this. I have an array, sample array here. What I will do, I will sort it first. How to sort? I am using this inbuilt function sort. It will sort my array. Now what I will do, I will just print my array. So for I in range, let me take one n variable which will store the len of array. Otherwise it will be very tedious job to write in this range column. Okay, so I need to print till n by 2. This is a floor division, guys, which will give integer value, not a decimal. If it is a decimal value, for loop will not support. That's why I use this integer floor, so that the value will be in integer format. Now the for loop will start from 0 to n by 2, and we just need to print that particular element that the pointer is pointing on, and it will be space separated, so all the output will remain in one line. Okay, now I have printed the first half. What about the second half? Second half will be printed like this. For I in range, we need to print from the back, from the reverse side. So I need to iterate over the reverse, which is the last index. n-1 is the last index, and till where it should be printed till the n by 2th location -1, because this is an exclusive one, not inclusive. So here I am including that particular index that this range has ignored. Fine. What I am telling is, if you are writing n by 2, it will just print till here. Now I need to print from the second half. For the second half, I need to print this much. I need to print this much. So for printing this much, the range should be this. And as for loop follows an exclusive range, which means it will not include the last one. So it will not include this one. It will print till this one. I hope you got the reason why I am using this particular range. And we need a -1 so that the -1 will be done at each iteration. Fine. So we just need to print again the array of I with the n as a space separated value. Now let's have a quick run. Bingo, guys, as you can see, 1 2 2 1 2 3 is the first half, which is an increasing format, and another is an decreasing format, 9 8 7. So yeah, guys, we have solved this. Let's discuss the time complexity of the particular program. So the time complexity would be, so guys, we have solved this particular question. Let's discuss the time complexity of this approach. The time complexity would be, we are just using a sorting inbuilt function. So in Python we use timsort. So it is order of n log n algorithm, and so the time complexity will be n log n algorithm, because if you go through the Wikipedia of timsort, you will get to know why it is n log n. Basically, from upside, I would tell you it is just dividing our array and again combining our rest of the array. For now, this much information is enough for you. So big O of worst case is n log n, and space complexity is a constant one because we are not including any type of space. So yes, guys, we are done with this question. If you have any doubts, please feel free to put it down in the comment section. I will definitely revert you back. Which ask us to find the sum of element of the array. which means we have an given array with few elements in that. We need to find the sum of all elements. So this is a very, very easy question. As of now, you must have figured out how to solve this particular question. But if not, I will let you know how to solve this question. So guys, before solving this, I have a note for you. As you can see, if our question is stating that we need to find the sum of first and natural number, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like this. If it is, then we have a formula to find the first sum of first n natural numbers. So the formula will be n into n plus 1 by 2. Like you can see for the above example, as this is a first 4 natural number sum, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which give us 10, and following with this, if you try this formula, you will get the same output. So if the question is asking to find the sum of first n natural number, you can use this particular formula, or you can use the brute force that I'm gonna tell you. So brute force is the only optimal way to find this, find the answer of this particular question. Now let's see, but before we can see the another test case which is stating that 1, 2, 1, 1. So this is not a first and natural number, so we can't apply this particular formula here. Now what we have to do is, let's say it's just a simple solution. We will iterate over, like I will write 1, 2, 1, 1, 5, 1. We will iterate over each and every element and will add up into the variable that we are taking to store the sum of all elements. Okay, so what does this mean is, I have an answer variable which will store the sum of all numbers which are there in the array, and I will iterate over the array for n in array, which will be the number. So just what I have to do is answer plus equals to num. Yeah, and lastly you need to just print the answer and the answer would be printed. Now guys, if you are using Python as your language to follow this course, you have one inbuilt function used as sum, and you just need to pass the array name and it will calculate the sum of the array. For now I am just using this method so that everyone will be useful. For everyone it would be useful. And the guys who are using Java, C++, please go to the description. I have tagged one code file that I have created. In that you will find the Java as well as the C++ code of this particular question. As this question is very easy, there is an assignment for you. Just you need to find the product of the elements present in the array. Like array would be, if array contains 1, 2, 3, your answer would be 6. Fine, you just need to multiply all these elements. Just comment down your solution. If you are having any doubt, please let me know. So the time complexity, guys, the time complexity will be order of n, because we are iterating over each and every element that is present in this array, and we are not considering any other extra space. So that space complexity would be constant space. So let's move to our code editor and write this code. So yes guys, so what will be the code? We'll take an array 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 6 and 8. Let's say we need to find the sum. So I will initialize a variable. Now for num in array, I will iterate over the elements which is present in an array, and I just need to add it into our sum, and we need to just print that sum of array is, and we just need to write the variable which stores the sum. And just a quick run, and bingo guys, we are getting 25. So I hope this answer is right.
Just rotate an array by k elements. So there is a small problem statement, but I will take you directly to the problem. Which problem state is, we have given an array in that we need to shift our like there is a k which is given. So there is a k which is given as 2. We need to shift
kth k elements to the end of the array, which means we need to shift our elements from left to the right side. So as you can see here, we have given as case 2, so we need to shift 2 elements. So first shift, how it will be look like, so you can see that one is now came to the back, and in the second shift you can see 2 came to the last. Now how we can do that? So guys, there are plenty of solution of this question. This is a very famous question asked in service base as well as in the product base also. So how to approach this question? So the brute force, it is like you can create an array, and in that you will just put the first half, whatever elements, like in this case 1 2, to the end of the array, and last 3 4 5 in the front side from the in the array. So it would be very easy. So I will take you through a very cool approach of this particular question. Is we will apply a formula. So before going to formula, there is also a way to solve this question, is block swap algorithm. This is a homework to you. You just go to this particular approach. This is a very simple approach. We just using some swap algorithms to swap the particular elements in the end. Now I will take you to the formula which make this question very easy. So the formula will look like, there is an array will take such as temp I. What is temp I? You will get to know in few seconds, after few seconds. Now temp of I, we need to shift our from the array where we need to shift the ith location, and the given k times we need to shift, divided by the length, modded by the length of the array. So this is a formula. You just write it somewhere so that you can see every day, and this formula will set into your mind. This will be very useful to shift your elements from left to right, even to right to left also. So let's see how this particular formula is working. So I have written everything down. As you can see, we have an input which is the same as the above, 1 2 3 4 5. We need to shift our 2 elements to the end of the array. So how we can do that? Same formula I have written here. Now you see, at 0th iteration, when I value is 0, what you need to do is, at temp 0, temp is an array which we will return in the last, which stores the shifted elements or a resultant array. Fine. So 0th index, what we need to put? We need to put the first the current index that we are on, or how many shift we need. So there's shift will be given. So this is the k value. So we need to add and mod by 2, mod by the length of the array. In this case, we have 5 as a length of the array. Now see the magic. So the magic is array of 2, which means at temp 0th location, 0th index, put the element which is there on the second index. What is the element present on the second index? We have 3. So as you can see, we have put in 3 here. Now you see the magic, how we have shifted 3 to 2 times forward. Like this, will shift everything 2 times forward, and our resultant array will be made. But why we are using mod? Why we are not using anything else? Because mod has a special property. Like let's say this case you see 3 plus 2 is 5, and 5 mod 5 result give us as 0, which means we can target to the 0. And after this, like 5 mod 5 gave us 0, then if you mod 6 mod 5, it will give 1, then 7 mod 5, it will give 2, like that, and then again it will go back to 0, and we'll start it again from 1 2 3 4 5. This is the magic of modulus operator. So we have used this. If you are not able to get what we are doing actually here, I will request you to take the paper and pen and just do the same thing that I have did. After that there is a homework for you. Homework solution will be given in the code file. In the description, the code file link will be there. You just go through it after putting few of the approaches by yourself. It is very simple. You just need to swap it to the right to left. In above case, we have shifted our element from left to right, and your homework is to shift the element from right to left. Means you need to shift 4 5 in the top. So your array will look like 4 5 1 2 3. So your resultant array will look like this. So if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I will definitely revert you back. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Is rotate an array by k elements. So there is a small problem statement, but I will take you directly to the problem. Which problem state is, we have given an array in that we need to shift our like there is a k which is given. So there is a k which is given as 2. We need to shift k elements to the end of the array, which means we need to shift our elements from left to the right side. So as you can see here, we have given as k is 2, so we need to shift 2 elements. So first shift, how it will be look like. So you can see that one is now came to the back, and in the second shift you can see 2 came to the last. Now how we can do that? So guys, there are plenty of solution of this question. This is a very famous question asked in service base as well as in the product base also. So how to approach this question? So the brute force, it is like you can create an array, and in that you will just put the first half, whatever elements, like in this case 1 2, to the end of the array, and last 3 4 5 in the front side from the in the array. So it would be very easy. So I will take you through a very cool approach of this particular question. Is we will apply a formula. So before going to formula, there is also a way to solve this question, is block swap algorithm. This is a homework to you. You just go to this particular approach. This is a very simple approach. We just using some swap algorithms to swap the particular elements in the end. Now I will take you to the formula which make this question very easy. So the formula will look like, there is an array will take such as temp I. What is temp I? You will get to know in few seconds, after few seconds. Now temp of I, we need to shift our from the array where we need to shift the ith location, and the given k times we need to shift, divided by the length, modded by the length of the array. So this is the formula. You just write it somewhere so that you can see every day, and this formula will set into your mind. This will be very useful to shift your elements from left to right, even to right to left also. So let's see how this particular formula is working. So I have written everything down. As you can see, we have an input which is the same as the above, 1 2 3 4 5. We need to shift our 2 elements to the end of the array. So how we can do that? Same formula I have written here. Now you see, at 0th iteration, when I value is 0, what you need to do is, at temp 0, temp is an array which we will return in the last, which stores the shifted elements or a resultant array. Fine. So 0th index, what we need to put? We need to put the first the current index that we are on, or how many shift we need. So there's shift will be given. So this is the k value. So we need to add and mod by 2, mod by the length of the array. In this case, we have 5 as a length of the array. Now see the magic. So magic is array of 2, which means at temp 0th location, 0th index, put the element which is there on the second index. What is the element present on the second index? We have 3. So as you can see, we have put in 3 here. Now you see the magic, how we have shifted 3 to 2 times forward. Like this, will shift everything 2 times forward, and our resultant array will be made. But why we are using mod? Why we are not using anything else? Because mod has a special property. Like let's say this case you see 3 plus 2 is 5, and 5 mod 5 result give us as 0, which means we can target to the 0. And after this, like 5 mod 5 gave us 0, then if you mod 6 mod 5, it will give 1, then 7 mod 5 it will give 2, like that. And then again it will go back to 0 and will start it again from 1 2 3 4 5. This is the magic of modulus operator. So we have used this. If you are not able to get what we are doing actually here, I will request you to take the paper and pen and just do the same thing that I have did. After that there is a homework for you. Homework solution will be given in the code file. In the description, the code file link will be there. You just go through it after putting few of the approaches by yourself. It is very simple. You just need to swap it to the right to left. In above case, we have shifted our element from left to right, and your homework is to shift the element from right to left. Means you need to shift 4 5 in the top. So your array will look like 4 5 1 2 3. So your resultant array will look like this. So if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section.
Let's move to our next question. Our next question states we need to find the average of all elements in the array. Wow, pretty straightforward question. Let's read the problem statement. Problem statement is written that given an array, we need to find the average of all the elements in the array. Okay guys, so this question is like you might have done in your class 10th, 9th, 8th, maybe lower than that. It is very simple question. You just need to sum up all the elements present in the array and the total number of elements present in the array, as I have written the formula of finding the average. You should remember this guys if this question comes into your interview. Now see this, the explanation I have written that suppose we have an array of consisting 5 elements 1 2 3 4 5 and the number of element is 5. So the average of the all elements divided by the total number of elements would be 3. So this is the particular approach of this question. Now let's have a look on pseudocode. How to write this code in your favorite programming language. So pseudocode is not specific to any programming language. If you are writing in C++, Java or anything, you just convert pseudocode into the syntactual language. Fine. Now let's have a look on this. So pseudocode states we need a variable which stores the sum and we iterate over the for loop. After iterating, when we are encountering the element present in, let's say I have 1 2 3, whenever we are encountering any of the element, you just add it into the sum, and in the last just sum divided by the total number of element present in the array, then you will get your sum. Pretty easy guys, is it? Now the time complexity of this program is order of n, because we are iterating over each and every element once, and we are not creating any other external or auxiliary space. So that space complexity would be only order of 1, which is a constant space. So this approach is a very good approach. You will definitely get hired if this question comes to you. Now guys, let's hop into our compiler and just write the code. So average. So how to find the average? As I have told, you need some variable. I will write sum of array. If you are writing in Python, there is an inbuilt function. If you write sum of array, the sum of array will comes. But when you are writing in some like Java or C, there are inbuilt function, but try not to use this inbuilt function. It creates some negative impact in your interview. Now let's move. I will write sum of array. I will initialize this as 0. Now for num in array, sum of array, please add this new number into your accumulation, and average, we create an average variable which will find the average of the array elements present. So sum we have calculated divided by the n we got into our function call. And yeah guys, now we just need to print the average. So bingo guys, our code is also being done. We are calculating sum divided by sum. Yes, now let's run this. Okay. We didn't pass and one argument length I have given now. Let's see now. Yes, we are getting 3.5 as the average of the array. So let's move with our new question, which is to find the median of the given array. So this question is also a pretty straightforward, guys. You just need to remember some few sets of formulas. So yes, guys, let's move to the given problem statement. It states that given an unsorted array, find the median of the given array. Okay, you have an array here 2 4 1 3 5 and the output is 3. So let's see what is the formula. This is a formula, sets of formula. You can see if the length of the given array is odd, then you just need to return the element present on n by 2th index. You just need to return that. And if the length of the array is even, then you just need to return the element present on this index as well as on this index, and the elements that are present on both the index divided by 2. That would be the median of the array. So yeah, guys, where n stands for the number of elements present in an array. Okay, guys, so these are the set of formula that you should know. Now let's move to our dry run. So how we are doing the dry run is, you can see we have an array 2 4 1 3 5 which has sort 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we have 2 4 1 3 5 which is 1 2 3 4 5. Fine. uh, why we have written 1 2 3 4 5 is we are sorting the array. Fine, because finding the median you should sort your array first, which is a very first step while writing the code. Okay, so in this case we have odd number of elements, so just we need to return the index, the element which is present on this particular index. We just need to return that, which is like the array elements, total number of array elements is 5, which is divided by 2, and which lets us to be 2.5. So we are taking whole sum, or it would be 2. So at the second index from the array, what is the element present at second index? We have 3, so the answer will be 3. Similarly to this, if you see, we have an even set of numbers, 6 numbers. We have sorted that, the input array has been sorted. Now we need to find the array of at this index and array of at this index. We need to find that particular element. Now after solving this, we got our results. Like for a, we need the third element which is present on the third index as well as the element which is present on second index, and we got at 5 and 4 are the element which is present on both the indexes. We need to divide by 2 and the answer is 4.5. So bingo, guys, the median of this question is 4.5. Fine. Yes, guys, so let's move to our new let's move to our compiler to write this sets of code. Okay, so this is a median code. We should clear it first because recently we have solved this. Now get the median. As I have told, if directly you just write if your n mod 2 is equivalent to 0, which is, this is an even case. If it is an even case, we'll calculate IND1 and IND2. What is this IND1 and IND2? IND1 is the index 1 and IND2 is the index 2. And in the last, we will return, what field we will return is at array, in array at IND1, whatever element is there, please return me that, and the element present on IND2 will divide by 2 as per the formula that I have right now been demonstrated to you. So yes, we will return this. So how to calculate IND1 would be n divided by 2 and minus 1.
similar to that, how to calculate IND1? IND1 would be n divided by 2. That's it, guys. As you can see in the formula 2, for finding E1, you should you should subtract the total number of element and divide by 2. So same thing I have written in the code also, and this will return the median of the array. Fine. And if it is an odd, so we just need to return the element present on this index. So yes, guys, our median code is also been over. Let's have a quick run. You might have thinking why I have written this condition if, but I didn't mention else, because when the condition if condition is true, it will come into this and it will directly return the answer to the function. It will not go back it will not execute rest of the line. That's why I have not used else. But guys, you should incorporate sort first, because finding the median, the array should be sorted. Yes, now our code is done. Now let's see, we have now 4.5 as the median of the array. Yes, guys, now let's discuss about the time complexity. As I have told, we need to sort our array first. So for sorting, if you're using any of the inbuilt function, it will take n log n. Fine. If you're using inbuilt function or you're creating your own, it will take n log n time, and we are not taking any other auxiliary space in our code, so that the space complexity is order of 1, which is a constant space. So yes, guys, if you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll meet you with a new question soon. Let's move to our next question. It is a very interesting and very popular question for the service-based company to test your fundamental skills or fundamentals of array. How they can test this will be the exemplary question for that. Let's move. As this question is very important, please be attentive throughout the lecture and take notes of any of the important topic that I am teaching. So yes, guys, let's move to this. What question state to us is adding element in an array. So there are many ways to add element into the array. We'll take some examples, like how many ways we'll discuss into this video. Let's read the problem statement. We have given an integer. Write a program to add an array element at the beginning, end, and the specific position. So in the question itself, it mentioned all type of conditions which can be included in this type of question. Fine. So yes, guys, now you see we have 1 2 3 4 5. We need to add element in the beginning, in the end, or in the given position, where we need to add 8 at 4th location. So yes, guys, let's move to our drawing approach. How to do this is, see, I have written insert. Let's take a pen. Insert from front. Okay, so for front, what I will do is I will the given array, this array will be given to us. This will be knowing to us. Now we'll create a nums with all elements 0 in the beginning. So now what happen is we'll shift each element to the next element in the array, and as we need to put the given value to the first index, we will do after shifting in the array. Fine. Firstly, we shift to the next index of each element. What I am saying is, like you can see 1 is present on the 0th index. I have shifted to the first index. Second is present on first index. It is shifted to the second index, as well as third is shifted to the third index. Now after this shifting, I have appended the value in front of the array and I have printed that. Yes, guys, this is very simple. When we are writing the code, it will be more precise to you. Let's see. Insert an AND is a very easy question. You just need to create one extra space and append the value which is given by the user. Fine. And this is bit clumsy, but this is a very easy, guys. Insert in a given location. As we have studied how to insert from front, we'll use this particular intuition into this type of situation also. How we can do this is, see this array I have created using few types of colors so that it will be more visible to us. So guys, see, firstly what we'll do is, until the location, as I have written, at location 2 we need to append the 10th number. So at location 2 we need element 10, as in this figure you can see. So what I am doing is, I will iterate over the given array till -1, till location -1. Means I will iterate over this much, I will iterate over this much, and I will append these value to our resultant, which I can say is answer, to our resultant array. Like I have appended 1, 2 at the given location. And now what I will do, skipping that particular index where we need to append the new value. Okay, for now you just skip it. Now what I will do, I will shift the element one step ahead, as similar to this, where we have shifted one step ahead each element. Same intuition will apply here. We will shift every element after the given index. Like location is 2, after the location is 2, 2, 3, after 2 what we have 3, 4, 5, like this. So in this case what I will do, the value of 2 will be shifted to the next index, and the value present at index 3 will be shifted to the next index. As you can see, 3 is on the third index and 4 is on the fourth index, and in the last we will append our 10. Fine. So let's have a quick run, or let's have a quick write over the compiler. So how we can insert in the beginning. So I have created the template already, so we can conserve our time. So let's begin with the code. How to insert? Okay, we need a nums array to shift the element. So we create a nums with all values 0. In Python we use to create like this. What happens is n+1. We need an nums value which will be one index more as compared to array. If array has 3 elements, we are creating nums with 4 nums 4, which can store 4 elements. Fine, because we need to add a new value that is given by user. So yes guys, it will create a 4 index array, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It will create some 4 filled with zeros. Okay, now what I will do, I will write for what I will do is cc for I in range len of array -1, len of array -1, -1, -1. What this -1, -1, -1 is, we are iterating from the end, guys. From the end, or I would say in the reverse order, I am iterating over the array. So let's say if the array index, if the total number of len is 4, so I am iterating over 3 to the 0th index of the array, from last to end, or I would say from right to left. I am iterating over the array, and what I will do, array of, or not array, nums of, where we need to append i+1. I+1 means if the current index value is 3, and if the current value is 3, then what will happen is, we need to shift 1 ahead. So 3 + 1 will be 4, and we will shift it to the next. Fine. So let's I will illustrate you once. What I'm doing is, for I in range till 4, 4 till 0, and every step we need to subtract it -1. Okay? Like in the first will 4, after that 3, after that 2, after that 1, and 0, because it is an inclusive. Fine. Yes guys, so now what we need to do is, what I'm doing, nums, please add 1 to it. Let's say at 4th, whatever element present on the 4th, please shift it to the 1. this line means this statement where if I value is 4, please shift it to the 1. Fine. So at fifth index means let's say I value is 4. I value is 4. I am telling that nums at fifth location, please store the element present on the fourth location. I think you guys got it now. Now just carry forward with our code is array of I. Yes guys, now it is shifted. All elements will be shifted by one place. Now nums of 0, please add a new value that is given by a user. Fine, and you just need to print it, and you just print the num. What is this guys? I consciously written the star because it will directly return the space separated values when we execute our code. Let's move to our insert and how the insert and can be happen. It is very easy. We just need to create a external space, or I would say you just need to append the value in the last. So append is an inbuilt function. Each and every language has their append functions in it. If you are using C++, in C++ you can use pushback, and in Java you can use add. Now how to add is just array.append value. It will add the element in the end, and we just need to return, or we just need to print the array. Yes, now we need to do this insert the middle. So how I can do is I need a nums with all values as default 0, and I need one length more. Fine. Now what I will do, for I in range, I will traverse till the location given to us from 0 to location. Fine. And I will append all the values in the nums array of I. So from beginning till the location we will store the element in our nums. Now what I will do, I will use this concept that we use. I will use this intuition that we done in our insert in beginning. Okay, so now for I in range, what I will do, from location, start with location or till n. Start with location till n. What I will do, I will do nums of I plus 1. Please shift one location ahead. What we need to shift one location ahead? The array, the element which is present on the given index. So at location, like whatever, if I'm location putting as 2, the element present at the 2 index should be shifted to the 1 index more. So it will be shifted to the 3rd index if the location is 2. Similar to that, each and every element will be shifted by 1. And in the last, what I will do, nums of location, whatever location that is given to us, will append the value which is given by the user. Fine. Now guys, our code snippet is over. Let's write print nums. Yes guys, yes. So let's see what will be the output of this question. Yes, now first is insert in the begin, which is we need to insert 100 in the array, in the front of the array. Yes guys, the 100 is appended. Now what we need to add is insert end is the last. Insert end in the last, we need to append 200 in the last. Okay guys, we have appended 200 in the last. Okay, now insert in the middle, which is insert the value 90 at the location 3. So 0 1 2 3. Yes guys, 90 has been appended at the location 3. So bingo guys, our code is over. And as you can see, the time complexity taken by each and every operation is order of n, and space complexity will be constant because we are not been iterating any of the element twice. We are only iterating each element once, and we are not taking any auxiliary space into our code, which means our code doesn't take any space, so it is a constant time. So yes guys, if you have any doubt, I will request you to rewatch this video, or please ping me on any of the social networks profiles that I have given, or simply you just put your doubts in comments. I will definitely revert you back.
So this is a very next question that we're gonna do. It's a slightly different question that we previously did. Is this is an unsorted array. Previously we did all or make the approaches for the sorted array. This is an unsorted array. So unsorted array means the element is not arranging in a right manner. It is like 2, 3, 1, 9. This has not been following any type of ascending or descending rules. So it has been look like that. So you just need to remove the repeating elements, and you should maintain the correct position of each element. If 2 occurs at the 0th location, you should append the same into the array. It's not like you can append 2 in the last, or you should maintain the integrity of its element positions. Okay, so how we can do this question? It's also pretty similar, or I would say pretty similar approach. You can do it using, like, you can use maps. If you have heard of maps, you can just write maps, and whatever the element it is present, like 2, how many times 2 is there, 2 is there only for 1 times, how many times 3 is there, 3 is there for 3 times, as well as how many times 1 is there, 1 is there for 2 times, how many times 9 is there, 9 is there for 2 times, and you just print the keys value of the array element, okay, of the maps. But if not, this would be like, this is also a good approach, I would say, but this is a more similar or more easy way, because we have not been covered any type of question which covers maps. We'll cover it in few more videos, but right now we know the array. So how we can use array as this? Guys, see, this is a very optimal solution that I am teaching you. Is I will take an array which I will name as unique, because we need to store the unique element. Fine. And what I will do is, if like I will traverse over my this array. I will traverse over this array from 0 to n. Fine. If I find my, like, what I will tell is, if my array of I element is not in unique. Fine. In Python, you just need to write this line only, because it is very simple language which we can implement in your life. And I have also recommend you to use this Python as your second language, because in many of the like in many of the exams that I have given, if you are using Java, then it is good. If you are not using Java, you are using C++, you should have a Python or Java in your second language, as your second language. Okay, so I'm talking about Python, but if you want the code in C++ or Java, please check the description. You will find the code snippets there. I will put the GitHub link. Fine. I will check if the array element is not there in the unique array that we are creating, means the element is unique, and I will append this array of I into our unique array that we have created. Guys, this is a pseudo code. You can write it in any of the favorite language that you are following. Fine. So yes, guys, this is a very straightforward approach. We will append the array of I element if it not exist in the unique array, which means the element that we currently on and it is not being in unique array, it means it's a unique element. Fine. And the time complexity would be order of n, because we are traversing each and every element once, and the space complexity is order of n because of this unique element. But questions itself is telling that we need to take a separate array, so the time complexity, the space complexity would be order of 1, because for the question's sake we are taking it. Otherwise we can do it in place also. Fine. Okay, let's move to our compiler. So here is a compiler. We need to do that. So yes, guys, so how I can, like, this is the order. I have told you that we'll take a unique array in that. Then for I in range n, I will check if my array of I element not in unique. If you're using C++ or Java, you just need to do the linear search or write a function. If it is there, then return true, false, something like that. Or if you're using Python, it is straightforward, very straightforward question. If it is not in the unique element, you just need to append unique dot append array of I. Yeah, guys, bingo, the code is over. Print unique.
Now you just need to give a quick run. And yes, guys, you can see 4123, 4123. It eliminated all the repeated elements, as well as the it maintains the integrity of the element. Like 4 comes first, then 1 comes second, then second and third. Yes, guys. So this problem is also over. If you need the code, it is there in the description. I have given the link of the GitHub. Please go through that. And if you have any doubt, please shoot it into the comment section. So guys, you might be thinking from where I got all these questions. So for your information, you can search TCS NQT from Take You Forward. Tough. Okay, you will find the Striver Bhiya's website. In that, there is a sheet name called TCS NQT, and the questions that it consists is sufficient for any of the service-based companies. Fine, any type of service-based company, or for doing the medium level of data structure, you should know the basic concepts, and you should have a good grip over the fundamental concepts. So for doing that, you definitely have to go through with this sheet. It contains some 100 plus questions. You will be you will be good with basics and fundamentals of programming. So guys, let's move to our very next question. Is remove duplicate from sorted array. Oh, so as of now, I think you have got some type of approach, or if not, I will here to let you know. So let's read the problem statement, guys. Problem statement states you are given a sorted integer array size of n. Fine, we got an array and size of n. Fine. You need to remove the duplicates from the array such that each element appears only once. Okay, I can see there are elements which are repeating thrice. In this case, 2 is repeating thrice. Okay, so that element appears only once. Return the length of the new array. We have to return the length of the new array, or I am covering that return the len also, as well as the output array also, how the output array will look like. Fine, because interviewer may ask this follow-up question to you to print the array or to give the length of the array which contains only the unique element. Fine. So as you can see, guys, this is a very standard problem that been occurred many times or asked many times in this type of companies. All service-based companies are there inside this list, as well as some product based too. For the beginner level question, they used to ask on phone friend round, phone screening round. Okay, so guys, let's move to the approach. So after reading the solution, the brute force approach comes into my mind is I can use a set data structure. Aditya, what is set data structure? Guys, this is a data structure which contains only unique elements into it. It's an inbuilt data structure which contains only unique element. Okay, and in a sorted manner as well as the unique element. So as a brute force, I can say that I can directly append each and every element into the set and return its length. Fine, because sets stores the unique element. So if sets encounter some repeated value coming into the array list, he can directly remove that. Okay, so if you append all elements into the set, the set array will look like similar as the output. And if we want to print that, we print directly this, or we can print the len of this set. Fine, so len of the set would be 3, and this would be the brute force approach that is coming into my mind. So guys, if you are using set, fine, as the question is already stating that it is in sorted order, so the time complexity taken by this set data structure would be order of n. Fine, because each and every element present in this array you will append into this set, and as this all elements are already been sorted, the time complexity would be n log n, because it will definitely sort all the elements whether they are sorted or not. So it would be n log n, and the space complexity would be order of n, because you are using a set data structure which stores the unique elements inside it. Fine. So guys, if you are using Java, C++, if you are using Java, there is a set, there is a hash set
as a inbuilt function. If you are CPP also similar kind of set, and if you are using Python, there is a simple function is set. This can do your work. So now let's move to our optimal solution, because this is taking some bit more time, is it? So we need a good solution so that it will be take less CPU time and as well as a less space. So how we can think of it, guys? Let's say what I will do is, I have an array which consists similar to this element. What I will do is, I will take an I pointer, I equals to 0, fine, and what I will do, if and I will iterate with the second pointer which is called as j. I will iterate over the array using this j pointer if the element which is not been equal. So let's say this is my resultant array that I am gonna store all elements into it. Fine. If what happen is, like, I will not take, because if I take result a new array, then the space complexity would be again the same, so it will be no use. So what I will do, if I found that the next element and the j pointer target, the element where the j pointer is pointing and I is currently here, and the I pointer currently pointing to an element, if it is different, what I will do, I will append the j's value on this. Let's say in this case, what I am talking about it is, if what happen is, if my I is here and my j is here, what I will do is, this is a non-repetitive, not a similar element, then I will append, I will increment my I with 1 and append the j value here. So the j value would be 3. Now you can see we are doing this question in place. In place means inside the array without taking any auxiliary space. Fine. So what I am doing is, if I found the array of I is not been equals to array of j, I will replace the array of j element with one increment value of I. So it will be look like this, and I will return the answer as the next value to the array. Fine, because the index value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will return till here, so that the answer would be 1, 2, 3. The new array will be 3 because I have replaced with the j element. So 3. So it will be the new answer. And the question, if you want to return the length, you can just return I plus 1, or else the array, or else the current array till the I plus 1th value. I hope you got the clear approach. If not, please do the dry run of this approach. I will take you to a program code. You will definitely get through it. Fine. So this is the code in place in sorted array. So how I told is, we'll take a I pointer which will be on 0 in the first most, and I will take a j pointer which will start from the first index to the last index. Fine. And what I will do is, if I found that if my array of I element is not equals to my array of j element, I will just increment my I plus 1, so that it will counter on the next value. It will take a point to the next element and just swap the value. How I can swap? Array of I would be equals to array of j. Guys, that's it. And if you want to return the length of the array which contains only the unique element, you can just write return I plus 1, so that it means that if there are 3 elements, it will return 3 elements. If not, if you want to print the array, you just write print array which contains only the unique element. Fine, only the unique element would be I plus 1. Till I plus 1, please print the array. What is this means, Aditya? Guys, if you are not being familiar with Python, this is array slicing, I would say, in that from 0th index it is printing till I plus 1th index. It will just consider only this amount of range 0 to I plus 1, and it will print onto the command prompt. Fine, this is our terminal, I would say. So as you can see, the output would be 1, 2, 3 for this given test case. So let's run it and see whether the output is coming or not. Yes, guys, the output is just popping it up. 1, 2, 3 is an output that we needed. Yes, guys, so bingo, we have solved this question. So the time complexity have already been discussed, that it would be as we have just replaced the non-repetitive element or the unique element on the ith location. So the time complexity would be only order of n, because we are traversing over the array only in one pass. We are not taking 2 passes or 3 passes. We are just passing once to all the element present in the array. And the space complexity would be order of 1, because we are not taking any other auxiliary space into our program. So yes, guys, this would be very optimal solution of this question. If you have understood this approach, please give a like or subscribe to the channel. And if you have any doubt, please shoot it into the comment section. I will happy to respond you back. And you are loving this on-campus placement series. So guys, today's question is a very good question, and you will gonna learn a new data structure which called maps, and it is a very efficient that being used in many types of fundamental topics. It's have a application like every question in DSA, like DSA graphs, trees, and everywhere we use maps extensively, guys, extensively. So this is a very basic and fundamental question that we're gonna cover now, guys. As we have done 2 questions finding the non-repeating element, which mean unique, in this question we need to find the repeating elements. Fine. So for finding repeating elements like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this particular array, the output would be 1, 2, 4, because it is repeating element. Fine. And in the interview, the interviewer might ask you to print the occurrence also. Find how many times an element been repeated in this array. So in this case, 1 is repeated 2 times, and 3 is repeated, 2 is repeated 2 times, and 4 is repeated 2 times. If you need to print this, we'll see this also, as well as the same output as this. Guys, I have written this format like 1 repeated 2. So in this map, this particular format is called as key and value. Fine. Key value makes a map data structure, and in C++, Java, there are many types of map, ordered map, and hash map. Something in Java we take it as a hash map, and C++ they are map and unordered map, something like that. Fine. And in Python we have a default tick which is present in the collection library. Fine, collection module. And yes, this is a default, and you can use simple like this, but using this default dict, it reduce few lines of code compared to this, because we'll see why I'm using this now. How we can do this question, guys? Fine, you just need to do is, like, there is only 3 lines of code. You should iterate for I equals to 0 to n, and just need to do is d equals to d, or store something, which variable you want to assign, you just assign it. D is equals to d of I plus 1, or I would say array of I, so anything that you are considering it, how it's depend on the for loop that you are operating. Fine, it will create the dictionary like this, and the time complexity would be order of n. You are traversing each and every element once, and the space complexity would be order of n, because you are storing into the map data structure. In worst case, it would be order of n, or it would be just n by 2 or 3, just depending on the repeating elements. Fine. So yes, guys, let's move to this question and see to it. Find, okay, we need a self solve. In that we need an array and n. Then we need to call this function solve with the array element, something like this, 1 2, like 1 1 2 2 3 3, and the array size would be the len of, not len, I would say, I just 1 2 3 4 5 6, the total number of element is 6. You just need to write 6. Fine. And what I will do is, I will complete this particular function. Okay, so for creating, like, yeah, just I have told store is equals to, I have given the variable as store, default dict, which is a type of int. From where I get default dict, I will tell from collections module, import the default it library. Fine, it will do that. And just see the magic, guys. For num in array, okay, num in array, you just need to do that store num, and if it is there in the store map, then you just increase the occurrence. Otherwise it is not there, then you just increase, then set it to the 1. Fine, now you just need to print store. Fine, and let's have a run. Yes, guys, you can see 1 is occurring 2 times, 2 is occurring 2 times, 3 is occurring 2 times. But in the interview, if interviewer said just print the element that is repeating in the array, so what I will do is I will iterate over the map for K stands for key and V stands for value. In store.items, it's a way to iterate over a dictionary and just print key values. Print key values having a space separated. So yes, let's see. Yes, guys, we have both the ways. Like if the interview want this way or interview want this way, you are ready to do that. So guys, this is a very simple code. And if you might be thinking like how to do this, I will put the code snippet into the description. You just have a look on that and you will be very good. It's a like enumerator. If you are using Python, C++, I hope you know how to iterate over an array like this. We don't need to do I in range again and again. You can do this way also. So yes, guys, the time complexity have already been discussed. If you have any errors, please let me know in the comment section. And you don't need to skip now. There is another question. Find all non-repeating element in an array. This is a homework question for you. This is a very easy question, the same implement that we have already, right now we did the same question, same method we need to use here also, like 1, 2, minus 1, 1, 3, 1, find all non-repeating element in an array, find all non-repeating element for a given array, output can be in this order. Okay, fine. In this we find a repeating element, and in this we need to find a non-repeating element. It is very simple, guys. When you are iterating over the map, fine, when you are iterating over the map, you just need to take care of the value. This is the hint I have given. Please do the code. Try to do that. Until unless you don't write code with your hands, the problem solving skill will not come to you. Fine. If you want to be a good solver, you need to practice as much as you can. So yes, guys, never look back and move forward. Please hit a like button if you have understood this topic, and subscribe it, share to your friends who are having on-campus placement season in few months. So let's move to the next question. Next question states, find the maximum product subarray in an array. What do you mean by subarray? Subarray is a part of an array. Let's say for this array, 1 will be the part of the array, so it is a subarray, as well as 2 as a subarray, and so on, like 2, 1, 3, 1, it would be 1, 2, because it should be contiguous. Fine, it not be like you can take 3 and 1 together. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3 would be there, 4, 5, and 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Fine. Now, what is the next thing that question is asking to find is, given an array that contains negative and positive integer, find the maximum product subarray. Okay, as we can see, the output is 120. So in this question, we don't need to return the subarray which give us a maximum product maximum product subarray. We just need to return how much is the maximum value we can attain from the subarray. Fine. So for solving this question, if you want to apply your approach that comes into your mind, I will put the link into the description, the sheet link. In that, you go to this question and you can see the multiple approaches there also, as well as there is a code link like solve problem tab. You can just try to solve this question by your approach. If you are not been able to, I am here to explain you how you can solve this in optimal way. I will teach you how to solve this question in an optimal way. Fine. So let's say we have an array which contains negative as well as a positive integer, and the main thing we have 0 also. So to solve this question, we should have few things into our mind. What we can do when we have a 0 and we need to calculate the max, so we need to store at every stage what will be the maximum value has been calculated so far. Fine. So at I value equals to 0, at I value is equals to 0, and it would be I value 1, and it would be I value 2. Fine. At I value equal to 0, what I will do is, before that, I will initialize P, which will traverse from the front side, as well as S from traverse from the back side. We can do this in using a single loop only. And how you can do this into the single loop, because we need to traverse from the front as well as from the back end. But you are telling that I am using only one loop. We can do this easily by this formula, like the total number of elements present in the array, the location that you are currently on, minus 1, because in programming all things starts with a 0 based indexing. So if you are at 0 index, total number of element is 6. If you are 0 at index 0, and 1 minus 1 would be 5. So if the I value is 0, you would be, if you want to traverse from the back, so it will start from the back. As you can see, if I value is 0, means I is here, then another pointer will point to a last end. Now what I said is suffix will calculate the product from the back side, as well as prefix will calculate the product from the front side. Fine. So how we can do that? See, at I value is equals to 0, P would be, prefix would be 1 into 2, because when we are initializing that, we will store P value and S value equal to 1. Now you can see minus 1 value equals to minus 1. So the value computed as 2 and minus 5. So what will be the maximum of that? 2. We have stored maximum of that. At each iteration, we need to store the maximum product. Fine. At I equals to 1, what will be the value now? So at I equals to 1, now it is pointing to here, 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3, what will be the, it means I equals to 2, it would be I equals to 3, because minus 3 is on 2. So let's say I values 2, when I value is 2, 2 into minus 3 would be minus 6, as well as 2 into, like if you take 6 minus 2 minus 1, what would be? It would be 6 minus 2 will be 4, and 4 minus 2 will be 3. So it would be 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Fine. So it would be pointing to, there is a bit error, it would be 1 and it would be 2. Fine. Because 0 would be at 3 location, 0 it would be at I equals to 3 location. So we will reset our S and P1 value. Fine. But before going that, you can see we are calculating suffix also and prefix also. For till now, when we multiply both of these value, 2 minus 3 give us minus 6, and minus 4 and minus 5 would give us minus 20, plus 20, because minus minus is plus. Now you need to store the maximum value. Yes, I have stored the maximum value. Now when 0, 1, 2, 3, now when I value is 3 and when I value is 3, what is we have now? The array element is 0. So we'll reset our P and S equals to 1. Now it will not go any further, because then suffix will come here and prefix will come here, and further now the calculation will be gone, go forward. Fine. But at this location we will reset our 1 and P. As you can see, I have resetted P1 and S1. Fine. Now we'll see how we can code this approach. But before going that, in one line I would say, will traverse from front side as well as the back side, will calculate the product at each iteration, and will store into some variable so that we can return that variable. Fine. Now the time complexity and the space complexity would be order of n, and the space complexity would be order of 1. Why? Because order of n, we are traversing only one time. In single loop, we are traversing from the forward side as well as the backward side. Now space complexity would be order of 1. That's it, guys. It's a pretty optimal code. Now we'll discuss the C++, Java and Python code. So yes, as we can see that the Python code is, we have a function here which is a void function. Now we will maintain max p, where we can store the answer, as well as the suffix and prefix, which will be initialized as 1, because we need to calculate the product. Fine. If we found that array of I value is 0, and the array of I and the last value equivalent to the last value from back side is same, which means it is 0. So you need to reset our prefix and suffix. Now if it is not, if they are numeric numbers not 0, then calculate your prefix as well as suffix. Prefix will calculate from forward side, suffix will calculate it from backward side. Now just store the max, because we need to store the max at each iteration. So max of prefix suffix will be comes here, and compared to x max p, we store the max value here, and in the last we will return the max p value, which will contains our answer. Fine. Now let's discuss with the C++ code. In this code, you can see same thing we have did max p as well as the suffix and prefix we have initialized. Now we have gone through the for loops. We will, if we encounter it equivalent to 0, then suffix and prefix will be resetted, as well as prefix and suffix will calculated again, and max p and max p has been generated using the maximum value generated by the prefix and suffix, and we return the max p value. Now in Java you can see that same thing that we have written. In this particular video I have shown you how we can write it. There is nothing like pseudocode can be transferred into any type of language, and there are few syntax difference only. The logic is same. I'm not using anything else. Like suffix and prefix will be resetted if array of I value is 0, and will calculate max p value at every iteration, and will return the max p value in the last. That's it guys for this video. If you like this, if you got something from this video, please shoot a like button and subscribe to our channel. We'll meet you with the next. So let's move forward with the next question. The question set as ask us to find all symmetric pairs in an array of pairs. Okay, what does this mean is, if 1 comma 2 is there in the array, then find a symmetry. Symmetry will be 1 comma 2 will be equivalent to 2 comma 1. If it is there, just return the symmetric value. Fine, just return the symmetric value, whatever we are getting it. This is a pretty straightforward problem because we have covered the maps in Python, as well as I have put in the code of Java and C++ also. We'll see the code snippet in this video also, like how we can code it in any type of languages. But the idea behind is, we will store, like this is a map, let's say, we will store, like if we encountered 1 comma 2, because it is not in the array, we will not append into, it is not in the array, then we will append the first and the second value into it. Now 2 comma 1, we got the 2 comma 1 value. Now we'll see that if it is exist in, like if 1 is 1, will take 1 as a key, and we'll see whether it exists in this map or not. If it exists, then we just need to print this, because this is a symmetric of an present, this is a symmetric of this particular key value pair. And similar we need to perform with each and every element present in this array. Now let's move forward with the code snippet, like how we can do. So the time complexity for this question would be order of n, because we are not taking we are not traversing 2 times, we are traversing only 1 time. As well as the space complexity would be order of n, because we are taking map to solve this question. Fine, I hope the question statement is pretty clear. If not, please watch this video till this end. Now we'll see the code snippet, like how we can code this up. Now I have taken the store. Previously I have told you how we can do using the default dict, but in this case, if you take default dict or this one, the code will be same. There is no changes. Now for nums in array, I will traversing over the nums in array. Now you can see the array would be like 2D list. Fine. So what I'm doing is, first and second means the one element will be directed to this first and another will be directed to the second. This is the beauty of Python. Now if the second not in store, second means, like I will check firstly the store is empty, I will check 2 is there in the store, no it is not there, so just put the store but put the values into the store, like 1 comma 2 will be stored in this store map. Fine. Now again I got the 2 comma 1. Now I am checking that second value is 1. Now I am taking 1 as a key and finding into the store map whether it is there. Yes, it is there. Then I am printing it, because the question we need to print the symmetric value. So we are currently on this element and it's a symmetric value. Fine. So this is the particular approach of this problem. You can see in Java how we can do that. We are using map integer. Now we will create a new hash map. Now we will iterate over the array using the using this for each method. Now for first and second, that I did Python in only one line. Now you can see nums of 1. Now store if it contains the second element as a key, then if it is not present in the map, then you should append it. If it is been present in the map, then you should directly print it. Fine. So, and in the C++, as you can see that same thing for each loop we are applying, and we are checking the conditions. No, not a different case. In this, there is an unordered map we are using. So yes guys, if you like this video, please hit our subscribe and like button. And if you have any doubt, please put it into your comment section. see this question which states that sort elements in an array by frequency. Guys, till now we have read many elements, many types of question which contain some repetition, non-repetition. We use maps, few times we use sets and all. But this question is bit different in that you need to sort this array like from descending order. Descending order means bade se chota, means from large value to the small value we need to print it. Like you can see in this particular array, 2 repeated 3 times, 1 repeated 2 times, 3 repeated 2 times, 4 repeated 1 times. So you need to traverse this particular array and print it, the print according to their occurrence, like whichever element is whichever element has large frequency or more frequency than other element, it should be first, similar to second, third and fourth. So how we can solve this question? So this question is a bit like same question. We use again map. In this case we'll store whole frequencies like two repeated 3 times, 1 repeated 2 times, 3 repeated 2 times, 4 repeated 1 times. We'll store this, and what I'm telling is we'll sort it, because when you apply this map on this particular array, fine, so it will not look like this. It will be some jumbled, like 4 will come 1 and something like that. So you need to print in a descending order of frequency from large number to minimum frequencies. Fine. So what I will do, I will sort this. Let's say for now I will write it 1 comma 2 it is there, 2 comma 3 it is there, now 4 comma 1 it is there, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2 it is there. But the answer should be like this. So how I can do that? We can do that using map. Fine, this is clear. We are using map. Now I will sort the map values. I will sort the map according to their values, and it should be in descending order. Whatever I said, will write it into the code directly. It is not a different thing that I would do. We need to sort the values which is present in the map, not keys. Okay, map stores values in key as a key and values, but I will sort it according to the values. Fine. So the value will look like this: 3, 2, 2, 1. And according to that, key will be also being shifted as per the frequency being shifted in this map. Now, what is the time complexity, Aditya, and what is the space complexity? Time complexity is order of n. We are not traversing more than one, and the space complexity will be order of n because we are taking map, and we are sorting also. So it would be into, it not be into, it would be plus. So it would be order of n log n because we are sorting it also, plus order of n because I am reversing it also. Fine, but it is not been considered because in many languages you can sort it according to the reverse order, and in this case also I am sorting into the reverse order. So how we can do that? It is a new concept, guys. Make a note of this particular problem, like how you can sort the values, not values. You can also sort the keys also according to the necessity or by doing problems. And I will tell you that please revise this question 1 to 2 times in a week, so that this particular thing will not go outside your mind, because in CP we use this type of conditions. You will get this type of condition so many times. So now let's move to our code. The code will look like we have a collection. I'm using collection here, store default it. Now I'm storing all the frequencies in the store map. Fine. Now what I'm doing is sort. Fine. I'm taking a variable which will sort. Sorted means a function which will sort the array. Now what I need to store, I need to sort is whatever element present in the store. So store.items will be sorted. How we can sort it? Key is a way, like we are giving instruction while sorting this whatever array or anything that we have given into it. Now lambda is a function here which tells item. We need to sort an item. What item? Present at I values 1 means the value. So key value will be present at the 0th index and the value is present on the 1's index. So we are giving items 1 value, and make sure that it should be in descending. Fine. So make sure that it should be in descending and print the sorted frequency, and all this would be done in one line, and it will be stored in the answer, and you just need to print it. Now if you want to see the answer, you can just click on this, and yes, we can see Why it is not given? Answer is not defined, it is telling that, but we have defined it. Now let's again run it again and see. Okay, so now you can see that, oh, it's symmetry program it is running, not this one. Please run this one, sort element. Yeah, guys, it is sorting. Fine, it is sorting. I sorry for the taking time. I was analyzing it because I think it should be in this array format, but it is in the dictionary format. Fine, 3 6 times, 2 5 times, 1 3 times, 5 2 times, and 4 1 times. If you need to do this, like it is in tuple, I guess it is in tuple 3 comma 6, you can print it in any order. If you need, like 3 should be printed in 6 times, you can do that, and 2 also printed for the 5 times. So if you want to do that, let's see how we can do this. Is answer, we have two values, so let's for num in answer, then we will get two values, which will be the first. Let's take it first, and second will be the occurrence from num. We'll get now for I in range, from I in range second, because second is the frequency. For I in range is second, just we need to print first that many times. Fine, and we'll maintain this and equals to this, so that it will be in the same order. Now let's have a quick run and see whether written. Yeah, you can see that 3 printed 6 times, 2 printed 5 times, 1 similarly that the output we need that. Fine. So this would be the code in Python, which is a pretty complex, I would say, because this is a new program to you now. But have a note of this. This is a very easy to remember which element we need to sort and all the location we have given. If you remove this, it will be sorted in the ascending order, but we need in descending. So I've written reverse equivalent to true. So now you can see that in C++, we are all, with the code is same. We are making a pair, like same as a map, and you can see here the operation, it is an method that we can sort it according to their values. So have a look on this, how we can create. You will find multiple videos on that, how we can create a method in this, as well as in Java there's a bit difference. Entry set, okay, and for getting values, okay, map, we have default. See, default means it will be taking as 0 plus 1. If nums is already been exited in the store, it will add the value. Fine. Now list.map.entry, we are creating a new list. Now collection.sort according to the greatest value. This is a function which will store which will sort the particular list according to their second value. Fine. Now you just need to print it and your program is up. We have discussed the time complexity also. If you like this video, please, if you got anything from the video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Let's move forward with our next question, which is find the equilibrium index in an array. What does an equilibrium means? I hope you guys have know the seesaw, where there is two seats in the end and there is one pole in the between. So it is the midpoint where all the weights are being managed. Fine. So similarly in the array there is we need to find an equal or the midpoint where the condition satisfies. So what is the condition? I will tell you the condition. If you want to read this particular description, please go forward with it, and I will describe you here in very short. So question need us to find is, we need to find an point, like let's say there is a few elements like 0 1 2 3 till 4. Fine, we need to find an index where the left sum should be equivalent to the right sum. I hope you got it. Which means is, let's take an example here. If you add 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 minus 1 is 4, and here we have 4. So as you can see, at this particular index we have equivalent left and right. Fine, so we need to return this index. This would be the answer. Pretty straightforward question, is it? So how we can solve it? After reading this problem description
a solution comes into my mind is, which is brute force, where I'm not thinking about the optimization. I thought of why can't I will do like previously I have used a prefix as and suffix, where I am calculating the sum from the front side and I'm calculating the sum from the right side, if you have remembered in the previous question that we did. So what I will do is, let me mark the index 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Similarly 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Got it. Now what I am thinking is, let us calculate the sum from the forward side. So if we are calculating the sum from the forward side, what happen is, I will put 2 as it is, and in the suffix which will calculate the sum from the back side, I will put the last element as it is, 4. Fine. Now what I will do is, I will calculate the sum. For we need to cumulate the sum from the front. So let's start summing. So 2 plus 3 is 5 now. Okay, got it. Now 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, wonderful. 4 plus 8 is 12. Okay, fine. And it lastly it is 16. So okay, so that means our total is also 16. Fine. Now from back, let's see, 4 plus 3 is 12. Okay, nice. 12 plus minus 1 is 11. Okay, 11 plus 3 is 14. Wonderful. And 16. Yes, got it. So we have calculated the sum from the front and from the back side. Fine. Now let's see what we are observing here. I can see that there is an index which is having the same sum value, 12 and 12 at the index 3, is it? So now I need to return this particular index, because I found that the sum is equal. The sum is equal in both the arrays. So which means this is an equilibrium point of the array. So okay guys, so it would be the brute force that comes into my mind. So how we can code it? Firstly, we need a loop to fill this particular prefix array, and another loop to fill this particular suffix array. Now the third loop to find the equilibrium point, which is if the pre of I is equivalent to sub of I, please return the index. That would be the line in this particular for loop, which will start from I equals to 0 till n. Fine. So yes guys, so what will be the time complexity then? The time complexity of this is, it will take order of n. It will take order of n, and again it will take order of n. Fine. So sorry, it order of n. Now the time complexity would be order of n. What will be the space complexity? As you can see, we are taking two arrays, so the space complexity would be order of 2n. In the complexity terminology, we won't consider constants, so it is equivalent to order of n. Fine. So we have discussed the brute force approach. We will code it in the last, but let's see the second approach also. How we can do this optimally. So what does the optimal means? I will try to reduce the space complexity, because it's taking two arrays. Why don't I replace it space and make it as an order of n? Let's see, because time is good, time is wonderful, but we need to reduce the space. So how I can do is, let's take an optimal solution thinking. What we are doing in the brute, we are calculating the sum. Okay, so both the sum was equivalent to 16 in the last. So let us take the sum of the array 16. Okay, fine, we have a 16. What are the array elements we have? 2, 3, minus 1, 8 and 4. Okay, what are the index we have? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. Now what I will do is, I will take two variables which will take counter from the left and right, and initially I will put my right sum as 16 and the left sum as 0. And why I have given 16 to the right? Be patient, let me solve forward, you will get to know that. Fine. So let us do the operation now. So at 0, what I will do is, firstly, directly by closing my eyes, I will subtract it from my right side. So 16 minus 2 give us 14. Got it. And we'll check whether my left is equivalent to right. Is it? No. If it is not, then I will add it in the left. So it becomes 2. Okay, great. Now again at this index, what happened is, directly we need to subtract it from the right. So 13 minus 11, 14, 3 minus 14 is how much? 11. Great. And is it equivalent to each other? No. So what happened is, here we add it in the left side. So it becomes 5. Now we add minus 1. Okay, great. So see, here what happened is, we are subtracting minus 1 from plus 11. So it would become 10. And what happened is, is it equals to each other? No. So it will become 4. Is it? So now what happened is, at 8, what I will do, I will subtract it from this. So it becomes 2. And let us go in the compiler where we can visualize this particular stuff. Fine. So you can see here, we have, like you can see here, we are doing the same at this index. What happened is, minus minus becomes plus. Okay. What happened here is, we need to add it. 11 minus of minus 1 would be 12. Is it? So it becomes 12. Fine. Now at this particular index, what happened is, we need to subtract it from the right side. So it become 8. Is it? So now 8. Now we need to subtract 12 from 8. Is it? We need to subtract 12 from 8. It becomes 4. Now 4 is equivalent to 4. Is that true? Yes. Then we need to return this particular index because we found our equilibrium point. There was a misunderstanding of the negative point. Please, you also make note of this, because in the interview you might be fail because of this negligence of the symbols. So okay, I got at the point. I hope you also make this thing into your mind, and let's move to our code. Before going to our code, let us discuss the time complexity and the space complexity. How much time our code is taking is order of n, because we are traversing only one time throughout the array, and space complexity is order of n because we are not taking any other extra space. So let's move to our code. As you can see, I have dry run so many times. So let's have a quick glimpse over it. So I will remove this. Why I have did print is to understand the flow. I will also encourage you, if you find where your code is going wrong, please do that. Fine. So moving forward, our brute force approach. I have told you I will take two arrays where pre and suffix is the array. What this means is, it will make a same size array which is the same length equivalent to array that we are giving it input, and the values of the pre and suffix previously before filling it up, all values will be 0, and into n means total number of n size it should be. If n is 4, so 4 size array will become, which contains 0 values. Fine, for both prefix and suffix. So in the firstly, the pre or 0 value and the suffix ends value, we have fixed it according to the given array. Fine. Now I have calculated the pre, I have calculated the suffix, and in the last I am checking that whether any of the index has the same difference or same value. Fine. Then I just need to return that particular index because it would be our equilibrium point. Fine. Now let's move to our brute force approach. I have taken total. Sum is an inbuilt function which calculates the sum of from the array, and left and right. So now 0 I have given left as a 0 and right as a total. Now I am iterating over the array. Let's subtract first element where we are currently on 2 from our right side. If our left is equivalent to right, which means I found the equilibrium point. If yes, if not, then left should plus left, whatever value present in the left, just add it with the current value. If we didn't find anything, just return -1 as the question states. So yes guys, this is the full solution of this particular question. Let's move to our very next question. Our next question states, search an element in an array. Okay, so this is very easy question. As you can figure it out, just need to search it. So as you can see, we in the above array we have a sorted array, and another we have unsorted array. In the question, whether it is written sorted and unsorted, why I'm telling you to focus on sorted and unsorted is, I will tell you. Let us solve this question for now. Guys, this question is very easy. We have given search an element. We have given a key. We need to search whether it is present in the array or not. It is pretty much easier because might be in your 12th class you have studied how to find an element in an array. fine, using linear search and all. So in linear search, what we are doing is we'll start a for loop for I which goes 0 to n, and if we found the array of I value is equivalent to the key, then just return the I value where it is present, or else return -1 because we didn't find anything in the array. Fine. So this is the particular code of this. So what is the time complexity? Time complexity would be order of n, and space complexity would be order of 1 because we are not taking any extra space. So for unsorted array, it is pretty simple. Fine. As we are doing this beginner course, we don't need to worry about much time complexity and all. But still, if question has specifically written that we are giving you sorted array, fine, then also you can apply this solution, but try to look over the constraints that are given in the last of the problem statement. In this question it was not been given, but I am telling you, if the constraint is 10 to the power 6, it is written that n value, it is written that the n values is less than or equals to 10 to the power 6, then this order of n solution won't be run. It shows TLE, time limit exceeded. This is few more intermediate topic, I would say, if you are a beginner, but I will let you go through from this, like how we can apply, how we can resolve this TLE in this particular question. Not only this question, if you found that your compiler is throwing TLE, which means you need to reduce the time complexity. Sometimes you have solved the question in order of n cube, which means you are using 3 consecutive loops, then your time complexity will be order of n cube. Then most probably you will get this into your exams when you are writing into the company's compiler. Fine. So if you got TLE, which means you need to reduce the time complexity. Let's say for now the question states is a sorted array, and the constraint which is given in the last is 10 to the power 6, which means you need to create a solution which should be in n of log n. Fine. What this log n means? Log 2 base n, which means if log 4 means n size is 4 and it is base 2, and what is the value of this? This is a value of 2, which means in half of the travel, so you find the answer of this particular question. Fine. Now, which algorithm it is which give us log and time complexity? This is a binary search. You will find plenty of resources over the internet, or you will find the Stiver's video of binary search. If you want to go through the concept in depth, you can go for that. But for the TCS, I would say, or for the on campus, you don't need to require this much if question doesn't ask you to do in a binary search using a binary search algorithm. So what does this means is, if you have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's say, what it will do is, I will tell you from the top side. Okay, I will just let you go through with the particular code snippets, or we don't say code snippet, it is an algorithm. Fine. So let me mark this. I will tell that what is my key here. I will tell my key is let's say 5. Fine. Now what it will do, I will create a low here and my right pointer here. Fine. Low or high, I would say low and high, and I will calculate mid at every time. Fine. Now low plus high. Okay, so low here, low is 0, 0 plus 5 is 5, and 5 by 2 give us what? 2. So we are currently on 2's index. We are currently on second index. Fine. What happened is, now you check if array of mid, array, this is our array. If array of mid, which is array of 2 is, which is 3, if it is less than k, which is true in our case, then just do high. If array of mid is greater than, like, see, if array of mid, for now, because at this condition we check, is greater than k, no, in this case this is not, array of is less than k, okay, then you need to put, your m is currently here, you need to put at mid plus 1, low value should be shifted to the mid plus 1. This is the same thing we did. Now we'll check whether the value is same or not. Again we'll calculate this particular value, which is 3 plus 5, which give us 8, and 8 by 2, which is 4. Now we'll come on to the 4. Again the condition will be checked. Now 4 is less than 5. This condition again become true. Our low shifted to 1 plus from the mid, and it will comes to the particular fourth index, and again we got our particular key at this particular index. Then we'll return this index where our key is present. Great. So it would be the solution, and as we are going, as you can see, before we are on 2, then from skipping this part, then we have shifted our low pointer to the next value, so left value becomes this side. And similarly for everything, like if there is a big array and if your key is here and your mid is here, you will you don't need to process this. You just shift your low pointer up 1 plus from the mid side, then you will consider this array, then you will consider this array, and then you will consider this array. These type of algorithm tends to be order of log and base 2 algorithms. Fine. So all these solution are on the GitHub. If you want to go through that, you are most welcome to see this solution. So yes guys, let's move out to the compiler to see the solution. In the compiler, I have did the pretty simple way. Arrays value taken key has given. Now check whether it is there or not. If it's there, then break it out and return the index. That's it guys. So I hope you got this solution. I will highly encourage you to learn this, because in today's time the competition is much more. So if you understood this question, please let me know if you have any doubt. Fine. If there is no doubt, please give a thumbs up, and just put in the comment if you need the string playlist also. But I will make sure that after seeing whole array playlist or series, you will be able to solve all questions in TCS. I would say TCS first question, coding question, which is mostly for the digital profile. You will definitely get it, because all the questions, all the patterns I have covered in the particular video. So I hope I will tell you all the best for your exams.